Although, on the other hand, compared to what happened in Davos, this is just trivial. Because in Switzerland, well, there was a real bunker moth explosion. Here are the details.
A tough message to Putin. In America, they started talking about Russia's defeat.
Would you have a message for Vladimir Putin?
This war must finally end.
Yes, and irritated Trump and Switzerland delivered a harsh blow to Putin. Like, stop mumbling over there, you bunker disgrace. There needs to be a just peace. Well, do you get it or not? And actually, how Trump made it to Switzerland is a whole separate, very interesting story.
The president's plane made an emergency landing. Trump abruptly changes his plans. In Davos, the planned meeting between Donald Trump and the German chancellor was canceled. Trump simply didn't make it in time. According to German publications, Air Force One was turned back to Andrews Air Force Base shortly after takeoff due to electrical equipment problems. After that, Trump continued his flight on a smaller plane and arrived in Zurich with a noticeable delay.
Listen, this is all very strange. Are there technical issues with the electronic systems on the United States Air Force One? You have to admit, it immediately started to smell like Russia. Or rather, I'd say it stink.
And Trump arrived and once again couldn't pronounce the name of the country, Azerbaijan, but we're already used to it.
Well, yes, Trump did come to Davos, buttering up Putin. And by the way, not just Trump, everyone there was criticizing the bunker dweller.
Putin has completely failed to successfully accomplish any of his primary strategic objectives. First of all, he wanted to capture Ukraine and make it Russian. He failed. He won't capture Ukraine, and Ukraine will become a member of the European Union.
That's for sure. So what about Trump? He had a meeting with Zelensky and invited him to the so-called Peace Council, invited Ukraine.
Trump made a move that took many in Europe's breath away. He directly invited Zelensky to join his so-called Peace Council. The format hasn't been launched yet, but it's already clear Ukraine is being placed at the center of global decisions. No intermediaries, no illusions.
Well, let's talk about that very Peace Council next time. Especially since, here's the thing, Zelensky gave a very tough speech in Davos.
The president reminded that Russia can easily decide to turn its aggression against Europe as well.
And Zelensky also pointedly reminded the whole world about the actual devastating losses of what was once the widely acclaimed yet failing Second Army in the world.
Russia's losses are now the highest in its entire history. The real statistics, 35,000 soldiers killed per month. At this time last year, it was about 14,000. Russia doesn't think about this, but we do. We think about how they are losing and how many soldiers they are losing.
And here's another thing. Zelensky posed a logical question. Why hasn't Putin shared Maduro's fate yet? Seriously, why isn't Putin behind bars, huh?
Maduro is in court in New York, but Putin isn't in court. There is still no real progress when it comes to creating a special tribunal for Russian aggression against Ukraine, against the Ukrainian people. We have an agreement, that's true. There have been many meetings, but so far Europe hasn't even reached the stage of building a tribunal with staff and real work happening within its walls. What was missing? Time or political will?
And you know what I think? After these messages, Putin definitely started feeling unwell. And now, longtime former Trump Special Envoy Keith Kellogg is decisively finishing off the notorious bunker-dwelling Putin.
The key milestone for Ukraine is to survive this winter. If the country can withstand January and February and make it into March and April, then in his opinion, the advantage will be on Kyiv's side, not Moscow's.
Putin has already reached the point psychologically where he simply can't let go of the situation, because if he does, he will have to admit that it was a defeat, truly.